Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is I, the Funny Dolphin Man, here to bring you more crazy bullshit. You see, the other day I stumbled upon a neat little factoid while endlessly doom-scrolling to numb the pain. I found that in some Slavic languages, the word Ukraine can be roughly translated to mean something equivalent to Borderlands. And like any degenerate gamer in their 20s, my brain immediately went to one of my favorite game series of all time. Now, in my defense, this was mainly to, ignore the actual depressing reality of the war in Ukraine. The hundreds of thousands of lives lost, and the millions of people without power, food, and water, and also shelter, mainly because of the ego trip of one world leader. It's really quite depressing overall, and really quite sad to see what's happened. And regardless of your political affiliation, you should feel sympathy for human beings going through that much suffering. So instead, my brain decided to make a goofy little connection between one of the main villains of the aforementioned video game series and one of the main villains of our real world. Realizing that they're basically the same guy, reality is just extremely disappointing. Allow me to elaborate. You see, these two figures, one in real life and one in the game, bear striking similarities. They're both former desk job lackeys for evil organizations. They're both kinda losers with massive superiority complexes, mainly fostered by the trying times they lived through and the aforementioned evil organizations. Both are self-proclaimed strongmen who say they rose to the ranks of their own merits, but really just got super lucky and outlived their competition. Both men run massive dictatorships, fueled by the harvesting and refinement of one rare and highly sought-after natural resource. Both men are ideologically mad, believing themselves to be the great savior of their respective cultures, ridding the world of raiders and bandits. YouTube, no, see, I fixed it. Please don't hurt me. No. Both men launched unprovoked wars in and on their respective borderlands on the basis of morality, when the real reason is the exploitation of the aforementioned natural resources. Both men do this over the corpse of two long-dead empires, in the hopes of emulating the success of both of those past empires, with little understanding of how that success actually came to be. Both men commit massive acts of unprovoked genocide, along with cultural cleansing, all in the name of creating a, quote, better world. This includes, but is not limited to, the forced deportation of families, the murder of innocent civilians, the destruction of cultural heritage sites, and the mass exploitation of the local populace. Both are aging figures who constantly lean on cosmetic procedures to try and maintain their own self-inflated image. Both spend massive amounts on vanity projects that no one really needed or asked for, much to the suffering of their own people. And both are extremely delusionally paranoid, with massive overinflated militaries that, for the most part, are shockingly inept at times and relatively easy to destroy. And as the last thing, both men have massive propaganda departments, all obsessed with making them look as good as humanly possible, and chest pumping themselves to their fellow compatriots to prove, yes, we are cool and awesome, and everyone should be like us. Much to the complete and utter disbelief of anyone with half of a brain. Ladies and gentlemen, this is all to say that what makes an all-time great video game villain with tons of depth and interesting character quirks really just translates in our real world to a really pathetic and downright sick world leader. Leading us to the conclusion that yes, Vladimir Putin is indeed Handsome Jack. I don't know whether to say you're welcome or I'm sorry. Oh, and for the record, Slava Ukraini!